ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 ओम नमः शिवाय।
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 गुरु ब्रह्मा
गुरु ब्रह्मा
गुरु विष्णु
गुरु विष्णु
गुरुदेवो
गुरुदेवो
महेश्वरः
महेश्वरः
गुरु साक्षात्
गुरु साक्षात्
परब्रह्म
परब्रह्म
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
गुरवे नमः।
ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः
गुरोर्मूर्तिः
पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा हरिः ओम्। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।
हरिः ओम्।
हरिः ओम्।
asato ma
asato ma
sadgamaya
sadgamaya
tamaso ma
tamaso ma
jyotirgamaya
jyotirgamaya
mrityorma
mrityorma
amritam gamaya
amritam gamaya
om shanti shanti shanti
om shanti shanti shanti.
So you rise. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. We'll continue with the contemplation on Brahmasutra. We started with the first sutra. Om Athato Brahma Jitnasa Om.
Om Athato Brahma Jitnasa Om.
So, how we saw this Athato Brahma Jitnasa Om means, Atha means now. Now is after getting certain qualification. The mind has to be peaceful, mind has to be calm. Then there is a desire for mukti is required. For the purpose of attaining liberation or mukti, let us contemplate, let us meditate, let us investigate Brahman. So the Brahman or the Supreme Reality is the subject matter of Brahmasutra. Then the question comes whether by investigating something which we don't know, can we know about it? Or only thing which only subject matter which we know we can understand. So Brahmadnana is about there's already you know about it, but there is a misconception about it. Removing that misconception is what leads to Brahmadnana. That is the understanding of first chapter. And also there is a qualification. The qualification to understand Brahma Sutra is somebody who has done his prescribed duties, dharma, evolved, ready, mind has become calm and has a desire for mukti, what we call as sadhana sampatti, shama, dama, tidiksha, uparati, shraddha, samadhana, mumukshatra. With this qualification, somebody can understand and study Brahma Sutra. Now let us go to the next sutra. Om Shastra Yonitvat
Shastra Yonitvat
Om So Shastra Yonitvat Om is understood in two ways. Brahman, Supreme Reality. For calling Brahman and Supreme Reality again and again, I will call Sri Hari. Sri Hari is responsible. Sri Hari is all the scriptures, Shastras have come from Sri Hari, the Lord, Supreme Reality. Shastra Yonitvat Om. Shastra Yonitvat means Shastra scriptures have come from whom? That Brahman you are seeking out. We have to define what is the meaning of Brahman, right? We have to understand what is. Earlier we said let us investigate into Brahman. Then let us now be clear what we are discussing. From whom all these Shastras have come, that Brahman will contemplate on. What is this Shastra? What is the meaning of Shastra? There are two types of Shastra scriptures called Paurusheya and Apaurusheya. Paurusheya means something which has come from human mind. Apaurusheya means something which has come from no human mind or a no mind. In other words, Apaurusheya Shastras are not of the human origin, not the mental origin. Apaurusheya means something which has not come from the human mind. So, for example, the Vedas, the Upanishads, okay. So these are all called the Vedanta. These are all called Apaurisheya. There is not even a small fraction of human mind which has appeared here. So this is all what we call, in other way, these are called revelations. Revelation is something which you don't, revelation is something which is revealed through human being, but not of human being origin. Right?
So it was there before it being revealed.
No, it is actually all Shastras originated from Sri Hari, the Lord. It was there even before human beings or anybody was created. They are beyond human. They were there before humans were created. They are before anybody was created, and they will be there even after everything is dissolved. So these are originated from Sri Hari, the Lord. Okay. The Shastras are originated from Brahman, Sri Hari. The Apaurisheya Shastra is something where the human mind is not involved. In a deepest state of meditation, contemplation, samadhi, these Shastras came. They are called Shrutis. Shruti means heard. Okay. So now this is what Rishis heard in deepest meditation, and that's what they have reproduced as Shastra. That's called Apaurisheya. The beauty of this Shastra, Apaurisheya Shastra, being they are not of human origin, because of that there's a lot of precision in that, very accuracy is there. In terms of chanting, in terms of meter, in terms of what we call chandas, in terms of deeper and deeper level of meaning, in terms of science, in terms of mathematics, in terms of astronomy, there are a lot of things which are revealed through the Veda mantras. There's no way human mind can comprehend. For example, today's what we call as origin of mathematics are found in Vedas. Okay, some of the astronomical figures, astronomical facts are already there in Vedas. So now, there's no way human mind can understand this. And also many of the aspects of life which is beyond human mind, they are the subject matters of Veda. They are called Apaurisheya, not of human nature. Then there is a Paurusheya, means human beings have made it. What they call the Paurusheya are called Smritis. Okay, Smriti means remembered. Smriti means remembered. Shruti means heard. So I will call the Shruti as revealed and Smriti as realized. Okay. In realization, there is an effort on the part of the person who is realizing. Revealed and realized, Shruti and Smriti. For example, Manusmriti is there. There are texts, right, which are actually taking the highest principles which are outlined in Vedas and translate into human life. What you have to do, what you should not do. The Smritis will change with the time. Okay, because it's made from the human mind. What was Manusmriti applicable very long back probably will not be applicable today, or some aspects of it may be applicable. Something will have to be changed. Smriti is application of the highest principles of Shruti to the day-to-day life. Shastra Yonitvat means one who is the source of all the scriptures, all the Shastras. Why is this so important? Because we regard Vedas as supreme knowledge, supreme wisdom. The understanding what we have is Vedas are like gold mines or diamond mines. The deeper you dig, the deeper the more and more you find. They are in the sense a representation of the highest, the greatest wisdom which is available to humankind. Okay. So such a great wisdom, such highest knowledge comes from Sri Hari, the Lord. Which means it speaks about the consciousness, the Chaitanya. There are people who think that if something is thought, he created something, or he wrote some book out of his creativity. Now, the creativity is a sign of intelligence. The knowledge is a sign of intelligence. So the highest wisdom what you speak of in terms of Shruti, Veda, is the highest sign of the greatest intelligence. So in other words, we are speaking of Brahman, Sri Hari, as the greatest source of greatest scriptures, Vedas, and in other words, consciousness and intelligence of Brahman is spoken of in this Vakya. It is not unconsciousness, it is not related to some, what I am saying is something happening, but the Vedas are pure, a sign of pure intelligence, consciousness. Sri Brahman is nothing but Shastra Yonitva, from whom the scriptures have come, Shastras have come. This is the meaning of the show. Then there is other also way of looking at it. Shastra Yonitva means one who can be learned through Shastra. There is no way you can infer or understand or think about the source of life, about source of scriptures, about source of existence. There can be for anything in the world, there can be authenticity. The authenticity is called pramana. Right? What are the different pramanas are there? Pratyaksha pramana. I have seen it. It's happening. It's called pratyaksha. Anumana means, oh, I have heard of it. But I think it's logically, oh, there is a smoke there. Because there is smoke, there is a fire. That's called Anumana. Then there is Shastra. The scriptures say, and I have a belief in the scriptures. Then it's called Apta Vakya. So Apta Vakya is somebody who I trust tells me. Then I believe, understand. So Apta Vakya is, if the child says, this is your father, the child believes it. Okay, that's called Apta Vakya. Okay. These are all pramanas. There's an Anumana. Anumana means there is smoke. Because there is a smoke, I say there is a fire. That's called Anumana. So these are pramanas, are the way in which we can trust something and work in our life. Have some trust in our life. The greatest pramana is Shastra itself, scriptures itself. Okay. In the sense, for you to understand about Brahman, understand about Supreme Reality, the Shastras themselves are the pramana. Why they are pramana is because they have not come from a human mind. It's apaurusheya. One. Human mind has not added any corruption there. Second thing is, it has come from the Lord Sri Hari Brahman, and the words have the authenticity of the Lord. The only way we can understand about Brahman is through the Shastras, which are of non-human origin, apaurusheya, which have come from the Lord. This is the meaning of Shastra Yonitvat. There's no other way we can infer the presence of Shastras. Just 1 minute, please. Shastra Yonitvat means two ways we can understand. This greatest source of wisdom has come from the Lord. He is the source of the knowledge. He is the source of intelligence. And only such intelligent source can create the scriptures of this kind. That is one way of looking at it. Second way is, for understanding about Brahman, Supreme Reality, Sri Hari, the Lord, the only means is the scriptures, Shastra, because we cannot trust the human mind. So for example, this Smriti, which is actually comes from human mind, was done few thousand years back. Today some of that may not be applicable because it changes with the time and people and the society. Whereas Shruti, the Vedas, they don't change. They are absolute. It doesn't change with the time. It's called Apaurusheya, of non-human mind. So Shastra Yonitvat means Sri Hari has given the scriptures, and the only way to know about Sri Hari is the scripture, Shastra, both ways. Okay. Then what is the role of a guru or a master? A realized person. One who has realized the essence of the teachings of the Shastras and is able to communicate and bring clarity without adding confusion or remove the confusion. Such a person is called Guru. But the Guru doesn't teach anything new which is not there in the scriptures. Let us take the example of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna is considered as Jagat Guru, the universal teacher. Okay. Sri Krishna himself has not taught anything new. There is nothing new which is taught in Sri Krishna. Okay. He is the Jagat Guru, teacher for the world. But he only has taken what is there in the Upanishad and then told in a way which can be understood to Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita is essence of all Upanishads. It's the cream, it's a summary of Upanishads. Did Krishna say something about something new? No. He just took what is there in the Upanishad, or he communicated what is there in the Upanishad in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So Upanishad or the essence of Vedas doesn't change over a period of time. But the communication may change. Okay? The way it is communicated may change. For example, Sri Krishna taught in Sanskrit. Right? Today you may have to teach in Hindi or English. But the message doesn't get corrupted. The message is coming from the Upanishads. Okay? So the only way to know about the Lord is through the Shastras, or a realized person who is living the experience of Shastras and communicating. That's called Shastra Yonitvat. It's okay? Any questions? Any questions?
Manu was a realized person.
See, Manu is a Rishi. Okay, a realized person takes the essence of Vedas and converts into for a day-to-day living. That's called Smriti.
So then it's not human mind.
It's a human mind. The human mind is involved. Conversion, right? For example, I'll give you other way. Manusmriti is nothing but is equal to some sort of legal law. Okay. So now today there is a legal system. The courts, the judges, or the people who decide the constitution. They are a group of people who decide the constitution. There's a group of people. There's a group of judges who will amend the law. Right? There's a law. Now these people, when they amend the law, they will make sure that law is not partial. It will be applicable to all the people. They will have to think in a higher level. Right? They cannot make a law for one person, right? The constitution is to be formed, then it has to be based on the highest principles. Like that, this Manusmriti and all, where the highest principles are taken and a sort of code of conduct was derived. But that code of conduct will change over a period of time. Not necessarily, it's always true. That time, principles are same, but the code of conduct may change.
And there should be modifications to the amendments.
Yeah, amendments will happen, right?
They didn't happen.
They happen. For example, today we have a legal system, right?
Yeah, that keeps changing.
That keeps changing. But the legal system is always based on the highest principles. The principles of today's India's legal system is based on the supremacy of individual rights or whatever is that, right? So those are the principles. Based on it is derived. Similarly, at that point of time, the Rishis derived the principles, highest principles based on the Vedas.
So it has been changed now.
It will be changed. ओम
ॐ
तत्तु
तत्तु
समन्वयात्
समन्वयात्
ओम
ॐ
you have to know about Brahman from the statements of Upanishads, Vedanta. Okay, Tattu Samanvayat. Samanvaya means there is a consensus in these sentences. There is agreement in the teachings of Vedas. Okay. There are many sentences, many teachings of various rishis in the Upanishad. Okay. All these teachings are realization of different rishis. And when they put forward their teaching, the teaching what is they realized have to be put forward in the form of words. That's words is the Upanishad. Tattu Samanvaya means there are many teachings of Veda Upanishad. Now there is these teachings are coming from various rishis. Okay. So now their experience has become expression through Veda mantras, through Upanishad Vakyas. Now there's at some point of time there may appear to be a conflict in their understanding. Okay, there, you may see that there's okay, for example, one rishi says Yado Vacho Nivartante. The words cannot explain about Brahman. Okay. Then another place it is said Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The truth, the wisdom and bliss is Brahman. So now how can you say that? You cannot say about Brahman, at one place you say, and then you can say about Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. There may appear to be a conflict. Right? A conflict can be there. There is a common understanding, Samanvaya. If you any sentence of Veda or Upanishad, for that matter any book or anything, you have to understand the context first. In what context it is said. Under what background it is being said. And then you have to understand the wordings and the essence before you conclude. So what is agreed upon, what is understood from all the traditionally is that all teachings of Vedas all speak about Brahman, talk about Brahman. Okay, they are communicating about Brahman. So you have to, there is a samanvaya, that means commonness in all the teachings. So first it is said that Shastra Yonitvat, Brahman has to be learned through scriptures. Then there is if there is a misunderstanding, if there is a conflict of views, then there is a samanvaya. Even though rishis may say in different ways, eko sat vipraha bahuda vadanti, one truth is told by many realized people, the essence is going to be same. So that essence you can make out by understanding the context and understanding the sentence, right? Understanding the deeper meaning of the sentence. So this understanding the deeper meaning of a sentence is what is the contemplation, what is the teaching of a realized master. So realized master is able to get into the depth of the teaching and explain the meaning, right? Shastra yonitvat tattu samanvayat. The purpose, in other words, there is a communication here coming here that about the Lord, about the supreme reality, there is no other means of understanding. You cannot guess. That anumana will not help you. Okay, so anumana is about the object in the world. If there is a fire, if there is a smoke, then you can say always there is a fire. Okay, right? You can always make a anumana. Pratyaksha, you cannot see through the eyes Brahman, because Brahman is not an object, is the subject. Then what is the means for understanding? So can you understand? Can you say some scientist has come and say that I am proving there is a God? It won't help you, because the proving of that God is also again coming from the human mind, right? So the only two things which can help you, one is Shastra Pramana, where you have a trust that this has come from an authentic source. Then there is a Guru Vakya, where there is a trust in Apta Vakya, that's called Apta Vakya. You have a trust. So based on these two trusts, you can understand and conduct Brahma Jidnasa. Is it clear? ईक्षते न अशब्दम Ashabdam means words. Ikshate na ashabdam. So what is said is that ashabdam means in Shruti Vakya there is a saying that yato vacho nivartante, you cannot speak about Brahman, right? So then how Jnana will come? When you are not able to speak about something, how Jnana will come? How the wisdom will come? So then what will you learn through Brahma Jidnasa? The whole purpose of Brahma Jidnasa is to know about Brahman, to realize the Lord, to realize Shri Hari. The only means is the contemplation on the Upanishad Vakya. But Upanishad themselves say that yato vacho nivartante, you cannot speak about it. Then how will you realize? Ashabdam means words cannot explain. But then there is also said ikshate, that means you are able to see him, you are able to experience the Lord. The same Vakya, same Upanishad. Upanishads will tell in different ways. It will always say one Rishi says yato vacho nivartante, the words cannot speak about that reality beyond the words it said. The other Rishi says you can realize him. So then there is a conflict. Is there a conflict? That conflict has to be resolved through samanvaya. Ikshate na ashabda. So what is the wording? Atmanyeva atmanam pashyat. This one Shruti says, where you have to see Atma? In your own Atma, you have to see the Atma, Paramatma. Okay, one side it said, Yato vacho nivartante, words written without not being able to speak out Brahman. So then you will come back and say, people will come back and say, no, this is actually conflicting. One Rishi says words cannot explain about Brahman. Other Rishi says you can see about Brahman. Okay. So then you have to understand the context very clearly. You cannot just take one line and one word and make a misunderstanding. So let us take this. Yato vacho nivartate. Words cannot words. You become silent when you speak about Brahman. You are not able to speak. Right? Words do not have the ability to speak about Brahman. So let me take it this way. Do the words have the ability to speak about a subject or object fully, or they can point to a subject or object? The words can be a pointer to a object, but words themselves cannot fully explain about a reality. For example, if you ask me, where is Mysore? I'll say Mysore in this way. So my Mysore is in this way only points to a direction of Mysore, but it doesn't tell you about more than that. So the words, when you say words cannot speak about Brahman, words cannot speak about Lord, it only means that it cannot speak about fully. It can be a pointer. It can point a direction. Okay. So otherwise people will get confused. Oh, then what to do? Nothing. Okay. Then there is also another set of there are teachers who say, okay, silence.
Because you have to realize it. You have to realize it.
What is it?
Silence means you have to realize the word.
No. This teaching about Brahman can be mistaken. So, Yato Vacho University, no words can speak about Brahman, also can be taken that I don't want to speak about it. Right? Nothing to speak. I mean, there are like this, people like that, teachers are like that. So somebody wants to speak about Brahman, then nothing to speak, because Upanishad themselves say, I can't speak. Right? So you should not misunderstand, you should not take out of context. So, Yato Vacho Nivartati, you can understand two ways. One is the Brahman cannot be fully explained through words because it's infinite. But can infinite be pointed through words? Possibly, yes. Okay, that's why the Upanishads have two contradictory statements. One is Ikshate, that means you can realize Atman Neva Atman Pashyati. Atma Reva Drashtavyam Shrotavyam Mantitavyam. You have to know about Atma through Atma. Paramatma you have to know through Atma is one way. Or the Atma, Atma you have to, the only main purpose of life is to listen about Atma, understand, contemplate and realize Atma. This also is there. So this way don't get confused or diverted by different sentences which are taken out of context. Ikshate na ashabdat. That means you can also see. To see is to be. Okay? To see Brahman is to be one with the Brahman. So that is possible in Upanishad. See, the whole purpose of this Brahmasutra is to remove the contradiction and confusion which can arise in the minds of the people who study. Right? And also there can be misconception. There can be somebody, there are great teachers who have realized, and people come and sit in front of the person and they have their questions are answered or their mind becomes peaceful. So this is called teaching in silence. Okay? So then somebody who is not realized also say, no, nothing should be spoken about Brahman, because word Upanishads themselves say nothing is spoken about Brahman. Nothing can be spoken about Brahman. So it's not true. What it means is you cannot fully explain about Brahman, because Brahman is infinite. You can, words of Smriti point in the direction of Brahman so that you can realize. That's why the words Shruti also assures you that Ikshate, you can realize Atma Reva Drashtavyam. Vedaischa Sarva Vedai Ahameva Vedyaha. All Vedas are talking about myself. This is what Lord says. Right? So these are the words which will teach you that you can realize Brahman. Don't be confused by the words of different rishis, because the intention is same. Gaunate
Gaunate
Gaunaschena
Gaunashena
Atma Shabdat.
Atmashabdat
Gaunaschena
Gaunashena
Atma Shabdat.
Atmashabdat.
So then there is another confusion, another objection will come. So Ikshate, and then you can realize Brahman, you said, right? One place you said Brahman is beyond words. Another place said you can realize Brahman. Okay? True? So these are conflicting. So Gaunashchenat means it is not told in indicative way, but in a direct way. What is not told in indicative way? I'll take. Gauna means in the indirect way. So then the question may come: what you can realize and what is Parabrahma may not be one and the same. You may say that okay, some Shruti Vakyas are saying you can realize Brahman, Ikshate. Okay, you can realize Brahman. You say. And some places you say that words cannot, it's go beyond words. Okay. Now what is the confusion which can arise here? So now what one Rishi who is saying that what you can realize, see, Ikshate, is it same Brahman or different Brahman? Or some part of the Brahman? Some aspect of Brahman? Right? Is the supreme reality we can realize? Or some aspect of it? What you call as Nirguna Brahma and Saguna Brahma. So Nirguna Brahma is all beyond all qualities, formless beyond all qualities. Saguna Brahma is the manifest. Okay? What we call as Lord, Bhagavan. Nirguna Brahma is supreme reality. What we can say, always we can say the consciousness at rest and consciousness in motion. Consciousness at rest is represented through Narayana. Consciousness at motion is represented through Vishnu. So the question may come, are we able to realize the consciousness in rest or the supreme reality or the manifest? You understood why the confusion is there? The confusion is in one place Upanishad says it's beyond all words, and other places you can realize. Now are they referring to same thing or different thing? Right? Are they referring to supreme reality or they are referring to different reality? So there is what here is called what you call as Pratipaksha, means opponent will say what you are saying is correct, but that Rishi is speaking about supreme reality. Okay, this Rishi is speaking about manifest reality. So they are speaking different sense. That's why Brahmadana cannot be obtained through Brahmachintana. Right? So the answer here is Gauna Shabdat. It is the word Atma is used in these places. Atma is only referred to Brahman. It's not indirectly telling. So the question, are we referring to realization of Saguna Brahma or Nirguna Brahma? Saguna Brahma is Brahman with quality. We will call as Bhagavan, the Lord. Nirguna Brahma is formless reality. Finally, Nirguna Brahma realization will only lead to Mukti. Okay. So the question being asked is, which Brahman are you speaking of? Realize. So the one who Rishi is saying realization is possible for Saguna Brahma, whereas Yato Vacho Nivartan is Nirguna Brahma. They are not same. Okay. But then what is said here is, both the places what you refer is Atma. You have to realize Atma. From Atma you have to realize Paramatma. That's why they are not speaking of different things. One is not speaking about Saguna Brahma and one is not speaking about Nirguna Brahma. Both are referring to Parabrahma. So you can realize Parabrahma by contemplation on Upanishad Vakyas. This is the summary. Any questions?
Brahma means Nirguna Brahma.
Supreme reality. Yeah, Nirguna Brahma. Salpa little bit clarity. Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma, right? And Parabrahma. Saguna is form reality, Nirguna is formless reality, Parabrahma is beyond both form and formless. So all Upanishad teaching is about Parabrahma.